Have you ever walked out of a movie theater, the credits rolling, and felt a strange mix of exhilaration and unease? That nagging question, could that really happen, lingers long after the popcorn's gone. We're constantly bombarded with stories, both real and imagined, blurring the lines between fact and fiction. But what happens when Hollywood takes a sledgehammer to those lines, crafting narratives directly from the most unbelievable headlines? We're not talking about loosely inspired biopics. We're diving headfirst into films that mirror reality with unsettling accuracy, sometimes to a terrifying degree. Consider the sheer audacity of filmmakers who dare to recreate moments of profound human suffering, political upheaval, or acts of extraordinary bravery. Is it exploitation, a necessary form of remembrance, or simply a powerful way to connect with universal truths? The answer, as you might suspect, is rarely simple. Each film presents a unique ethical tightrope walk, balancing entertainment with the responsibility of portraying real events and real people. We'll dissect the choices made, the dramatic licenses taken, and the impact these decisions have on our understanding of the stories themselves. Forget the superhero fantasies and intergalactic battles for a moment. The most compelling stories often lie hidden within the fabric of our own world, waiting to be unearthed and brought to light. These are tales of survival against impossible odds, of whistleblowers risking everything to expose corruption, and of ordinary individuals thrust into extraordinary circumstances. They are stories that challenge our perceptions, force us to confront uncomfortable truths, and leave us questioning the very nature of reality. This isn't just about listing movies and their real-life counterparts. It's about understanding the complex relationship between art and reality, the power of storytelling, and the enduring impact of true events transformed into cinematic experiences. We'll explore the historical context, the key players involved, and the controversies that often surround these adaptations. Prepare to have your assumptions challenged, your emotions stirred, and your perspective forever altered. The truth, as they say, is often stranger than fiction, and in Hollywood, it's often far more captivating. So, buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey that will redefine your understanding of what it means to see based on a true story on the big screen. Delving deeper into this cinematic exploration, let's consider the very nature of adaptation itself. A film based on a true story is rarely a verbatim transcription of events. Instead, it's a process of selective compression, dramatic embellishment, and narrative shaping. Events spanning years might be condensed into a few compelling scenes. Multiple characters might be merged into a single, more easily understood protagonist. Motivations are often simplified, and complex geopolitical contexts are frequently reduced to digestible sound bites. This isn't necessarily malicious. It's the inherent challenge of translating the messy, often ambiguous reality into a cohesive and engaging cinematic experience. Think about the logistical hurdles involved: securing rights to tell a story, gaining the cooperation of key individuals, navigating legal sensitivities. These are all significant obstacles that can shape the final product. Sometimes, compromises must be made to ensure the film can be made at all. Names might be changed, timelines altered, or certain details omitted to protect privacy or avoid potential lawsuits. The filmmakers are essentially negotiating a delicate balance between factual accuracy, artistic license, and commercial viability. Furthermore, the perspective from which the story is told plays a crucial role. A film about a historical event might focus on the experiences of a single individual, offering an intimate and personal perspective. Conversely, it might attempt a broader, more panoramic view, encompassing multiple viewpoints and exploring the larger social and political forces at play. The choice of perspective inevitably shapes the narrative and influences our understanding of the events depicted. In addition, consider the impact of genre conventions. A thriller based on a true crime will likely emphasize suspense and dramatic tension, perhaps even adding elements of fictional intrigue to heighten the stakes. A historical drama, on the other hand, might prioritize accuracy and authenticity, striving to recreate the atmosphere and details of the past. These genre expectations influence the way the story is structured, the characters are portrayed, and the overall tone of the film. Conversely, another crucial layer is the audience's pre-existing knowledge and biases. We all approach these films with our own preconceived notions and perspectives, shaped by our personal experiences, cultural background, and media consumption. A film that challenges our beliefs or contradicts our understanding of events might be met with skepticism or resistance. Conversely, a film that confirms our existing biases might be embraced uncritically, regardless of its factual accuracy. Now, consider how this applies when you face differing accounts of the same event. News outlets, documentaries, and personal memoirs might offer conflicting narratives, each presenting a different interpretation of the truth. The filmmakers must then decide which version of the story to tell, or how to reconcile these conflicting accounts into a coherent narrative. This process of selection and interpretation inevitably shapes our understanding of the events depicted, highlighting the subjective nature of storytelling and the challenges of capturing the full complexity of reality. Reflecting on this journey, so far, a compelling pattern emerges, not as a simple checklist of facts, but as a complex tapestry woven with threads of truth, interpretation, and impact. It's as if we've been navigating a hall of mirrors, each reflection offering a distorted yet recognizable image of reality, shaped by the lens of the filmmaker, the expectations of the audience, and the inherent limitations of translating lived experience into cinematic form. The convergence of these elements creates a unique and often unsettling alchemy, transforming historical events into cultural touchstones that resonate far beyond the confines of the theater. The power of these films, then, lies not merely in their ability to recreate events, but in their capacity to evoke emotions, spark conversations, and challenge our preconceived notions. They become points of entry into complex historical, social, and political landscapes, offering a glimpse into the lives of individuals who have faced extraordinary circumstances. In a way, these cinematic adaptations serve as modern-day parables, distilling complex truths into accessible narratives that can be readily understood and internalized. They act as cultural amplifiers, echoing the voices of the past and amplifying their message for contemporary audiences. Consider the cumulative effect of these stories, not as isolated incidents, but as interconnected narratives that speak to the broader human condition. They remind us of our capacity for both great cruelty and profound compassion, our resilience in the face of adversity, and our enduring quest for truth and justice. The act of watching these films becomes an exercise in empathy, allowing us to step into the shoes of others and experience the world from a different perspective. It's a reminder that history is not simply a collection of dates and facts, but a living, breathing narrative shaped by the choices and actions of individuals. As we pivot towards the final reflection, it's crucial to acknowledge the responsibility that comes with bearing witness to these stories. These films are not mere entertainment. They are powerful tools that can shape our understanding of the world and influence our actions. It's up to us as viewers to engage with them critically, to question the narratives they present, and to seek out additional perspectives. By doing so, we can ensure that these films serve as catalysts for positive change, inspiring us to learn from the past and build a better future. In this light, the true value of these films lies not in their ability to entertain, but in their potential to educate, inspire, and ultimately transform. What lingers after the credits fade is not a simple recounting of events, but a profound sense of connection or realization that the human dramas unfolding on screen are not so distant from our own lives. These stories, plucked from the raw fabric of reality, serve as potent reminders of the extraordinary potential residing within the ordinary. They underscore the idea that heroism doesn't always wear a cape, nor tragedy strike from distant shores. Instead, these moments of profound consequence often erupt from the mundane, testing the very limits of our courage, compassion, and resilience. The enduring power of these, based on a true story, films lies in their ability to collapse the distance between observer and participant. We are invited, sometimes uncomfortably, to witness the unfolding of events that have irrevocably shaped lives, communities, and even nations. These cinematic experiences become a form of shared remembrance, a collective reckoning with the past that informs our understanding of the present. and shapes our aspiration for the future. They challenge us to confront uncomfortable truths, to question our own assumptions, and to empathize with perspectives vastly different from our own. But perhaps the most profound implication of these films is their subtle, yet persistent call to action. They remind us that we are not merely passive observers of history, but active participants in its ongoing creation. Every choice we make, every word we speak, every action we take, contributes to the narrative of our shared human experience. The stories we tell, and the stories we choose to believe, have the power to shape our world for better or worse. By engaging critically with these cinematic representations of reality, we can cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves, our communities, and our collective responsibility to create a more just and equitable world. In the end, the true value of these films extends far beyond their entertainment value. They serve as powerful reminders of the human spirit's capacity for both immense cruelty and boundless compassion, leaving us contemplating the enduring impact of true events transformed into cinematic experiences. They urge us to look beyond the headlines, to delve deeper into the complexities of human experience, and to recognize the shared humanity that binds us all together. The true practice, then, begins now to be more mindful, more empathetic, and more committed to building a world where stories of hope and resilience ultimately triumph over narratives of despair and division.